Alright, so I've already struck out twice trying to replace the regulator. Ordered one on eBay. After I'd already went to the pick apart to get the hood chrome, the seller emailed me and said the part wasn't working, or I think it was burned up, like the front half of the car burned up, and they thought that all the parts in the back half were okay. Turned out this one was not okay. That was like $40 free shipping. And the pick apart STS disappeared. It had been in the yard for 58 days and they thought that was too much, apparently. And I asked them about it and they said, well, it usually depends on how much stuff is left on the car. And I said, well, the motor, transmission, rear end, almost the incomplete interior, the hood, all four doors, all that stuff was still there. And I was like, well, I mean, whatever, you know, it's your yard, but they crushed a lot of good parts, So anyway, before I went, I made a note to look for CTS, DTS, and SRX, and they had one of each. Of course, the CTS did not have lumbar. It did not have the correct window regulators, of course. And the steering wheel's different, which is all stuff I was kind of still looking for my STS, because, well, I already did the lumbar video, but of course I was looking for the window regulator again. And the steering wheel, my steering wheel has a couple lights that aren't lighting up, and the actual heated part doesn't work, which is extremely common. May not be able to fix that. If I do, I'll make a video. So went to the DTS, found the lumbar parts, found out the regulator was not right. Same with the SRX, window regulator was not right. But the steering wheel was right in the SRX. It just wasn't heated. So I gave up on that. But I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know, my regulator isn't totally broken. It's just that one pulley at the top, the plastic pulley, broke off. I think I could actually repair the rest of it. Like the cable's not broke. It's all there. The clip's not broke. All I need is that pulley up there. So I thought, you know, I replaced 2 regulators in my 2000 STS, and I still have the parts units, the bad units. And I looked, and they have the exact same pulley on them. And I mean, to the T, they're exactly the same. The problem is they appear to be riveted to the frame. And I'm sitting here trying to think how to get them off without damaging them, and how to reattach them to the frame once they're off. So the idea is to grind one off on this parts unit and just have a look-see, because I have a feeling it's just one piece. It's just like one big rivet, you know, with the shoulder on it for the pulley to ride on. And once I grind it off, I think I could actually drill and tap it and then just screw it back to the frame and Loctite it, and it would probably be fine. So step 1 is just going to be to probably grind this rivet off just so I can have a look at it. This is a rear regulator out of a 2000 STS, and I'm guessing those pulleys are the same on a lot of GM cars once they went to this kind of regulator. So I'll start grinding. I'm not sure how well this is going to go since it's very recessed down in there. Nope. Wheel has too much diameter, I can't get to it. I have to try something else, I think. Try the cutting disc first, just because I can get to it, and I have lots of these. And yes, I have safety glasses on. Alright, so I think I had some SD card problems, so the camera quit before I could show the finished product here. So that's the shoulder bolt. You can see there's just a little bit of shoulder left there. And I think the plan will work for drilling and tapping it. So I am going to drill and tap this one. Still got a pulley on it.
And then, after I drill and tap it, we'll grind the rest of that rivet off there. And then hopefully transfer it to the 05 STS. Grind that one off. And bolt on this one. That's the plan anyway. So I think the first thing I want to do is grind this down a little bit because it's domed. Of course, if I want to put a drill bit through it, it should be concave. So I'm going to grind a little bit of that down. Alright, start small. Try to keep it as much in the center as possible here. That was 3/30 seconds just because that was the smallest bit I had. Yeah, it feels pretty centered on the bottom. Probably not perfect, but I wasn't expecting perfection. Okay, so I keep looking at this thinking 1/4 might be too big. Unfortunately, I can't find anything smaller as far as a bolt. The next size down will be like the 12, 24, and 30 or whatever it is, and I don't have any taps for that, so 1/4 is going to have to be. So I'm going to drill this up to 1564. May not go straight to that. I might try to take something halfway if I got a decent bit, and that one does not look that good. This titanium coated crap is pretty useless sometimes. It's going, but the swarf is just little tiny chunks, which either means I didn't get it ground correctly or it just wore out. I'm going to give up on that one. That was a much better swarf, at least from one flute. Now we'll go to the 1564. Okay. Now we can start tapping. See that thing right there? That's what we needed. That'd been nice if they could have done that there. I don't have a drill press or proper tapping oil, so I'm just going to use some PB Blaster. Alrighty. Also chose that bolt because the head was short. It had a bit of a flange on it. Hoping to not have to use a washer. So now grind the rest of that off there. So we can get the pulley off. Anybody else got a love-hate relationship with these damn cutting discs? I'm guessing at this point it's more just a press fit. Seems like I had to twist the other one off. I'll be able to get to the bottom of it with the channel locks. Well, I don't want to pry on it too much. I don't want to break the pulley. Maybe I can deform the metal down here. Now what's funny is I can see the crack in the metal all the way around. And yes, I have more of these bolts. I'm not worried about boogering this one up. Not that great a shape anyway. I'm wondering if I could let me grab the bolt from the bottom and I'll say wrench on a little bit, but again, I don't want to mess up the pulley. There we go. That was way easier. Pulley and threaded shoulder rivet, whatever you want to call it. So that part's done. I can move on to getting this rivet cut out. I don't want to wrench on it too hard. I was just hoping I had enough because I ran out of disc. And yeah, I'm using the heavy duty cutoff wheels, 420. Doesn't seem to be a forward backward to the pulleys. Might have to press this thing in just with the screw. So you wonder how I'm going to hold it. Yeah, I guess I could try to press it in with the vise. So I'm trying to use the vise to press this in there because it's not going to go by hand. I'm going to put a socket on the back side, an old crappy old quarter. It's real hard to feel if that thing is anywhere even close to its hole. Yeah, it boogered it up quite a bit. But it's in there, and the pulley turns. Now hopefully I can get this screw in there and it tightens down. I am going to put a bunch of Loctite on it though, because I don't want this thing to come loose. Okay. Some Loctite blue. That snugged up actually really well. Really happy with that. I don't think the head's going to be a problem, but I'm wondering about the threads here. because the glass sits here, right? It'll come out, so I'm definitely going to cut those off. Looks good to me. Still spins. Oh yeah, that's a good replacement. Now, all I need to do is figure out how to get all of the cable unmangled from itself and back on the spool properly. So once that pulley let go, it wrapped itself up around the motor spool, but it didn't break. So hopefully salvageable. You can see that part right there got all bent up in there. That ain't right. So it looks like I need to take off the motor. So I got 3 star bits, Torx bits, whatever you want to call it. And hopefully that'll pull off here. So I don't have, I think it's a T30. It looks like a 532 might actually make it happen. So the drum and cables do come with it, that's good. And yes, I clamped on the motor, probably not the best idea, but it worked. Looks like I bent 2 of them. I'm kind of bend them out of the way for now. Try to make sense of this rat's nest. Looks like I do have some ratted up cable there. That's not what I wanted to see. Well, I'm starting to worry that that bottom cable is too screwed up. Well, even if it does stay on there, it's gonna make a lot of noise. Yeah, I don't know. I might have to call this one screwed up. But the repair was successful. Well, after all that screwing around, I think I'm just gonna have to replace it. Just because of that, what, 2 inches of cable right there is messed up, maybe 3. I could probably make it work, but it would make noise and I just wouldn't trust it. So I think we're done with this one.